I poked a hole in it. Now I need to figure out what to do. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ, coming into my sewing room. It's been an adventure of a week. Saturday morning for my 11Z's live, I worked on some homework for dragon fruit. I am partly caught up on some months, not quite caught up on others. So I've been trying to catch up with months 1 and 2. I did a lot on Saturday related to dragon fruit. I think I have 2 sets of log cabins that I need to do, which would make me pretty much caught up before we start month 5 next month. It was a lot of fun sewing with y'all and chatting and catching up and everything. So thank you for that. And I look forward to sewing with you next Saturday. Saturday evening, I was on with my friend Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. We were working on month 9 of Bumbleberry Pie, which is a block of the month that we kind of, strong arm each other into. I thought I was doing great until I realized I made a pair of bumbles. The first bumble happened like right before the live. As I was getting everything put together, I was like, oh, cripes. I didn't cut these pieces big enough because I used things for triangulations. I didn't use the measurements that they had in the pattern because, I like triangulations. I guess I forgot. And then on top of that, as we were sewing, I didn't have enough triangles, half square triangles. I guess I kind of forgot to carry the one when I was doing my counts of what I needed and didn't quite get there. Thankfully, this month is a fairly simple one. It's small. It's just a handful of half square triangles, putting them together in a strip. So I did get half of them done, which is these. And the other 4 will be done through homework. Then we found out another goof that Russ made. As Stephanie and I were comparing our blocks, this one is different from mine, and it's because I made a goof. As I said, when I had miscut my fabric in the beginning, I just ran back to my cutting area, grabbed the handful of fabrics that were on top, and just did a quick recut of what I needed. And I accidentally swapped one of the blues for the purple. I love the purple. I think it's probably going to work. So I'm calling it a happy accident. But I'm kind of fearful if I'm going to have enough purple for the last bits. So maybe I'll swap out the purple in the next block. That'll probably do it. We will see what ends up going on. I just got to go and just figure out how I can make it work. On Sunday, I was live with a couple friends as we worked on month 2 of the Kona 2025 block of the month. We had fun chit-chatting about everything as we were getting our blocks completed. And I am thrilled at how mine came out. This was a lot of fun to put together. And I'm loving the colors. I'm not a big person with solids. And I think that's why I ended up doing the grunge gray paper for my background, just to give it a little bit of movement. So everything, came out good, even though I had to pull out the seam ripper at least once. Amongst all that excitement, I managed to get everything finalized with the graduation quilts. The last of the borders went on. I got the backings pieced together. all my math was amazingly right somehow. And I got them all packaged up and shipped off to my friend Stephanie so she can long arm them. These quilts are just a little bit longer than the frame that I have, so I can't finish it myself. Stephanie said that she should have them done as soon as she can. I think she should have them now, based on what the tracking information said. I'll have to go check that. But with her having them in tow, I can get them officially in her list of what to do. I still have to finalize the pantograph decisions. I have one of them basically decided, and we've talked about that one. The other one, I wanted something. I don't like what's available on Urban Elements. So I'm trying to figure out a couple other options to see what Stephanie is down for doing, and what she thinks would all go well. Also go well because, you know, she's doing it. She has a lot of expertise in it, and she has her own thoughts as to what she thinks would look good and what she thinks may not. And then one odd thing, I don't know how I did this. When I was doing the final pressing of the quilt tops, I was using my ironing board, which, really only gets used when I'm pressing quilt tops. And it's an older one. I honestly don't remember when I purchased it. But as I'm shifting the quilt around, my finger somehow poked a hole in it. I don't know. It could have just, because it's so old, and it also is a cheap one. It probably came from Walmart or Target. I don't know. But I've had it, like I said, forever. I've at least had it as long as I've lived in the house. I think I brought it from the apartment. Again, can't fully remember. But yeah, I've gone through several irons in the time that I've had that ironing board. So I'm now debating if I get another cover, which means I probably need the little bit of foam that goes underneath it because, again, it was cheap. Or do I buy a new ironing board? No one. I trying to decide if you have any suggestions as to what I should do, or even if you're saying, get a new ironing board. If you have a suggestion as to what I should get, I think that would be awesome. This is not going to be for everyday use. I have my wool pressing mat that I use when I need to press like fat quarters and stuff, or some yardage. I will press that here. This is only used when I basically need to press the whole quilt because the ironing pad isn't quite large enough for that. So, yeah, it's something that basically is going to sit and collect dust, but every handful of months when I need to actually do a full big press of a large quilt. So, again, suggestions, let me know. I greatly appreciate it. There have also been a couple work-related things going on, but I can't talk about those right now. It's, stupid secret agent thingies. Wait a second. I'm not Perry the Platypus. Because the graduation quilts are out the door and hopefully delivered by now, I can step back from those. It's been a lot of work. Um, I do have to make the binding for them, but I'm kind of hoping for a sew day in the next month or so that I can work on that, where I could just cut the. Oh gee, I've already forgotten how many strips I'm going to need. Luckily, I have a pattern. And then sew them all together and press them and get them all wound up on my binding spools so that I can have them sewn on immediately when I get the quilts in my possession. So hopefully I'll have time to do that. I'm pushing that out like 1 or 2 weeks just because I need to work on something else right now. My friend David is coming up this weekend. Something about the fact that there's parades going to be going on this weekend, and his boss basically suggested, hey, if you want to get out of town because it's going to get crazy. So he's like, okay, Russ, can I come visit? I'm like, of course. He's going to be here Thursday through, I believe, Wednesday. So, probably not going to get a lot done during those few days just because we will probably be out gallivanting. I've suggested a handful of things that we might do. I guess we'll find out next week what I did. For my 11Cs on Saturday, I think I've decided that I want somewhat of a palate cleanser. If my goodies show up today that were supposed to be here Monday and are still delayed on Tuesday, hopefully being delivered today, we'll see. I'm going to work on that. If those haven't arrived, I do have a backup plan, but we will see what I'm working on when the YouTube card pops up. Hopefully, I'll get something started and feel a little bit accomplished before we go gallivanting around, because that's just going to be the fun part. We have, like I said, I have a few things that I have suggested, and we will see what we end up doing when David gets here. Anywho, I think that is going to be about it for today. I hope you were entertained just a little bit with my weekly shenanigans. If you wouldn't mind doing the things that make the algorithm happy, that would be awesome. There are things such as liking the video, commenting below, or, going out gallivanting with friends. I know that, the next 2 weeks, that's really what's going to be going on with me. Subscribing to my channel is free and a wonderful way of letting YouTube know you like my shenanigans. If you click the bell icon next to the subscribe button, you will get notified when I go live on Saturday mornings or upload any other videos throughout the week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and remember, always measure your life in love.